Yo, welcome back to Fighting with Friends. It's your boy, Brother Guy, back again for another preview of One Friday Fights 132, which will be live this Friday at 2:30 South African time, the 7th of November. I will be live as well for this fight card, so stay tuned for that one. Don't wait for it. This is a fantastic fight card from top to bottom. Brilliant curtain raiser for one fight night 37, which will take place uh, possibly 9 hours after this fight card, 9 to 10 hours after. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. This weekend's gonna be a ton of fun. I've noticed that. I'm sure you guys have noticed that I haven't released any footage or episodes for the UFC. Not gonna lie, I've been finding it a little bit difficult to be enthusiastic over UFC fight cards outside of their pay-per-view events. To be quite honest with you, I mean the pay-per-view events is the way to go, but also the scandal that's coming out with regards to like the betting side of things for UFC and the FBI getting involved. I don't want to get into it. Sounds strange. Looks a bit fishy. Not gonna lie. I'll just wait for a pay-per-view event and do a preview for that instead because that is worth the time to be quite honest with you. Before I get into this fight card, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the buttons, hit all the clicks, get it all buzzing. All of this is helping us grow the channel. We've got some fun things working in the pipeline, some interviews coming up. Stay tuned for that. We are in the workings with it. So yeah, that's gonna be the case. But as always, for this fight card for Friday Fights 132, I will start at the top of the card. So let's get going. Actually because the One Championship website hasn't updated this fight card just yet, which is usually a pattern I'm seeing now whenever there's double fight week or double card fight week. Friday fights and then interval fight night event. What happens is the Friday fights gets put on the back burner for some reason in terms of like we don't get a lot of details on the fight card on the website, which is a bit upsetting, not gonna lie. So you have to do a lot of manual research and not just going to the fight card itself, which is okay. It just means you have to spend a little bit more time putting all the notes together. But also, what's frustrating is I have to use and still image like this as you see on screen right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to this panel. It's going to make me a little bit smaller. I know it's a bit sucky, but you can see the fight card a little bit more clear when I'm talking about these names. It'll be a bit easier for you guys to stay with me. So as always, we'll start at the top of the card. Let's get going. Kompet taking on AbdAllah Ondash, the older brother of the Ondash brothers. This is flyweight Muay Thai. Yeah, I'm super hyped. I am super hyped. I saw the face-offs. You can go check the face-offs out on Nick Atkins' X account. He posts all the videos there and on his Instagram, in fact, on all social media. Check it out. Very much up to date, which is quite fun. This is a very good main event, but I feel like it's one-sided in my opinion. I know Kompet's been on a bit of a streak at the moment. Let me just zoom in for you guys so we know who I'm talking about. Main event, there we go. Kompet been on a bit of a streak. Well, not really on a streak. I think he has 2 wins or something like that. So I'm gonna give you some numbers and then I'll break down the X's and O's as per usual. Kompet is 25 years old. His record in one championship is his record in one championship is 7 wins, 3 losses, 0 no contest. He's got 2 wins by KO. TKO. He beat Kong Chai by unanimous decision in his last fight. He actually beat Kong Chai twice, by the way. 3. I think it's 3 times. And then he only lost to Prajan Chai and Chat Payak. Chat Payak beat him twice. Prajan Chai beat him in his first fight in the organization. So he's been in there with some good killers, right? He's been in there with the champion. And if my memory serves me well, this is a weight step up to Kompet. He usually competes in strawweight. So he's going up a weight class here to fight against AbdAllah Ondash, who is already a very big flyweight in my opinion. AbdAllah Ondash can easily fight 145, but he seems to be competing at 135 consistently. Who do I think is going to win here? I think it's going to be AbdAllah Ondash. I said it earlier. I said it's a one-sided main event, and the reason being is because fight style, Kompet's in trouble here. You know what I mean? Kompet couldn't even put Kong Chai away in his last fight, and Kong Chai, as much as I like Kong Chai, I'm a big fan of him. I think the Ondash brothers beat him. And I thought Kongchai beat Ramadan Ondash in their fight, but they gave it to Ramadan Ondash anyway. And then Kompet couldn't really put Kongchai away in that last fight, and I thought that was a bit interesting. And Kompet's got a very good boxing range. He's very fast, but I think he won those fights against Kongchai because it's a familiar opponent, right? Now he's taking on somebody who's arguably like one of the top talents for this division right now, growing in the brand. And then Kompet as a debut fight in this weight class against AbdAllah Ondash, who for me is the superior boxer. He's taller, he's faster, he's got more power than Kompet. His style is a very much like they say in fighting games, rush down kind of fight style. So what he does is he just it's just all pressure the whole time. Stays in your face, lots of pressure, lots of combinations, just all out aggression. And that usually makes for AbdAllah and Ramadan Ondash to win fights within the first or second rounds. Most of the time it's a first round fight. Can't remember now, but I think so I can just check it. I think AbdAllah Ondash, his fight time in the ring is not that long. I think he only has one fight that's gone all the way to decision. Let me just see here on Dash. Just to double confirm that, because I wasn't gonna plan to talk about his fight time, but his fight time is very important here. Average fight time is 6 minutes. So he's mainly going to 2 rounds at max. He's very rarely does he go past the second round. So he only has 3 fights out of 7 fights where he's gone to decision. Other than that, he just actually no 8 fights. 3 out of 8 fights have gone to decision. Everything else, he ends the fight within the first or second round, right? Just like Ramadan Ondash. It's exactly the same thing. So they got this switch where the fight starts. It's just boom, red line immediately, and you go full pace all the way, and you end the fight as quickly as you can, right? That will catch up to them because when they go past the second round, sometimes even when they go past the first round, they don't have the gas tank, and you can kind of get them there. You could see that fight against Chokricha, where AbdAllah lost his only loss. Chokricha took him all the way and backed him up. If you think about the fight between Ramadan Ondash and Kongchai in their last fight, for the first round, Ramadan Ondash was punching air. Round 2 and round 3. I know he had a broken hand. I think it was his right hand or something like that. Or he didn't throw his left hand that much anymore in that fight. But he won the first round. He got the knockdowns. But then after that, Kongchai was backing him up round 2 and round 3 and like put him on the heels the whole time. You know what I mean? And these are things that can go against them, and they need to level up that style where, in terms of aggression, speed, volume, all these kind of things, they're almost second to none in this division. But it's not sustainable. You can't do that for 3 rounds. You have to, in one of those 3 rounds, you're gonna have to take a break. You're gonna have to slow down. You know what I mean? I think Kompet, I just struggle to find avenues in this fight where he wins. Honestly, and it's not throwing shade on Kompet. I think he's a fantastic fighter, but he's stocky. He doesn't have the longest arms. He doesn't have the longest reach. You know what I mean? He's taking on somebody that outreaches him in every facet of the word, in every meaning of that example. And I just think in this fight we're gonna see either a first or second round finish from AbdAllah Ondash, just because I don't know if Kompet can catch him. Kompet's not even that good of a counter striker. You know what I mean? Even though he was counter striking against Kongchai, it's not his game. He's the guy that wants to stay on the front foot and pop out those jabs and get you on the back foot and then hit the body. Kompet loves those boxing combinations, throws out body kicks to set up the boxing combinations. I just don't know if he can do that to AbdAllah Ondash. AbdAllah Ondash is going to be too much of a tornado in the beginning of the fight. It's going to be too hard for him to track him down, and he's going to be defensive for the first 6 minutes of the fight. I just think that's where he's going to lose. So I've got AbdAllah Ondash for the win. Give me your thoughts in the comments, please, chat. I want to break it down a little bit more and spend more time on it, but to be quite honest with you, I think it's a mismatch. I honestly think it's a mismatch. I hope Kompet proves me wrong, because if there's one thing I'd like to see is fighters that aren't humbled get humbled. Not saying AbdAllah and Ramadan aren't humble. They are humble kids. They do speak about, in God's work, and they keep preaching this. But sometimes when they get into the ring or they're there, they do put on this cocky face and they almost low-key disrespect their opponents. But that's just me. In terms of fight style, they're phenomenal to watch. AbdAllah's phenomenal to watch. I enjoy watching these fights in terms of just stylistically breaking it down. Personally, that's something else I'll talk about at a different time. But yeah, pound for pound, strike for strike, stylistic for stylistics. I think AbdAllah Ondash wins everywhere. He's by far the better fighter here. So I got AbdAllah Ondash for the win. But if you got a different opinion, please let me know in the comment section, please. And yeah, we'll keep that banter going. We'll chat more about these fights on the live. I'm sure I'll see you guys all there. Co-main event, we have Vero, the Cayenne Leopard Queen, taking on Li Mingrui. Mingrui is how you say it. Yeah, I again not going to spend too much time on this one just because this is Lee's debut. I don't put a lot of detail into the debut fighters unless it's debut fighters that come with big pedigree, right? Fighters that are extremely well known. But okay, I'll give you some numbers in the meantime. Vero, I didn't even get my gong going. That's okay. Vero, she is 29 years old. Her record in one championship is 1 win, 1 loss, 0 no contest. She's got 1 win by TKO, and she beat Junior Fairtex by second round TKO. That's the 1 win she had. The 1 loss was against Francesco Vera, who, in my opinion, should be getting a lot more favors over Vero. In my opinion, Vero got the contract and she lost to Vera, and she got the contract. That is absolutely bogus, in my opinion. Francesco Vera has gone on a streak, bro. Has gone on a big streak at the moment, and still doesn't have the contract. I find absolutely weird. But anyway, that's one championship for you. Li Mingrui, she's 27 years old. Her record is 3 wins, 3 losses, 0 no contest, 2-fight win streak. That's all. This is outside of one championship. That's all I could really gather. I didn't get enough time to watch some tape on her. But if anything is anything, I think Vero is gonna just walk right through this woman. It feels like one championship is holding up Vero. You know what I mean? They thought that she was gonna walk through Francesca, but Francesca taught her a lesson, taught Vero a lesson, and then they obviously gave her Junior Fairtex, who again complete mismatch. Junior Fairtex was a weight class below her. Apparently, I know it's atom weight, but I mean, let's be honest, Vero is a gigantic atom weight, right? Junior Fairtex is a small atom weight. It's a complete mismatch. And then also, it was a favorable matchup for Vero. Completely favorable matchup for. So it's like they wanted to get her into that win column. It's built up the star. She's a big fighter outside of one championship. Fans love her. So it's like, let's get her back on track. She beats Junior Fairtex and gets a contract. And you go, was that worthy? There are fighters like Soe Naung, for example. Anta Kasim, who's smoking fighters. He beat Elbow Zombie. Still doesn't get a contract. So it's like, what justifies for a fighter to actually get the contract? So it makes us as fans go, that's some favoritism going on right there. Some very much like it's just shady. It's just very poor management in my opinion. But anyway, in this fight here, it's gonna be another one where Vero's gonna look brilliant. She's gonna look strong, she's gonna look tall, she's gonna look powerful, she's gonna walk through Lee. Lee's gonna obviously lose a lot of volume, but she's gonna be backed up very quickly because once she goes forward, they're gonna get into a gunfight and she's gonna get caught with something big, and she's gonna realize I can't actually go toe to toe with Vero. I'm gonna have to fight her on the outside, which means she's gonna choose to go backwards, and that's gonna give Vero the opportunity to just walk her down and assert that dominance. So I got Vero for the win. I feel like this is gonna be a layup for her, and it's gonna set up something bigger for her in the later, maybe even next year, like a Vero fighting for number 1 contender spot. I feel like that's what's happening here with Vero, because the more she wins, the more fans are gonna go, oh, this is a beast. Want to see her fight? Just look at this woman. We want to see her go, and then it's gonna be marketable for a top 5 contender. Even though I think Francesco Vera, should have been in this position over her. But okay, here we are. And if you got a different opinion, let me know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I can't really break down X's and O's because I don't know what the style that Lee brings. I don't know. I think a one win by TKO came via body work, lots of body shots. I don't know, bro. Vero is built different, and you're really gonna have to. I don't know. The way Francesco Vera beat her was out-volumed her and went toe-to-toe with her and cracked her back with some big shots and kept her on the back foot and attacked the body and attacked the legs and just made her miss a lot. And I think only the elite of this division can do that to her. I don't think anyone else outside of the top five can actually beat her in that way. So I think Vero's gonna go on a big streak until she gets that title shot, in my opinion. But I'll keep it moving. Bout number 10. Let's see if I can go there. Right, bout number 10. Here we go. We have Wanchalerm is back, taking on Maisangkum. Great fight. This is gonna be a magnificent fight to watch. Strawweight Muay Thai. I like how on this fight card there's hardly any catchweight fights. That is a big sign already for the brand. Um, Wanchalerm taking on Maisangkum. This is a rematch, if I'm not mistaken. Wanchalerm is 33 years old. His record in one championship is 4 wins, 0 losses, 0 no contests. He's got 3 wins by KO, 1 win by TKO, 100% finish rate in one championship. And he beat Mongkun by second round KO in his last fight. Maisangkum, on the other hand, 24 years old. His record in one championship is staggering, is actually quite amazing. It's 7 wins, 1 loss, 0 no contest, 4 wins by KO. He beat Petchkriangkrai by unanimous decision in his last fight. Yeah, this is gonna be a rematch, and Wanchalerm won that first fight by a KO. I think it was second round KO. But that was. I remember watching this fight live with AD, and I was like, I like Maisangkum. He's a good, young, vibrant fighter. He's all for slower division. He's got good weapons, right? But when I saw this fight, I was like, I'm not so sure if he gets the job done here. Wanchalerm is what's what I'm looking for? Sniper-like, if you will. Very poised, got good aggression, but very, very, very fantastic shot selection. I mean, 33 years old. The guy's got a phenomenal experience. He's been in there. He's got a good resume. Powerful shots. I mean, if you have 100% finishing rate in one championship, that says a lot. That says to me that he knows how to, get the KOs. He doesn't just go in there and swing wild and get the KO. Arguably, Maisangkum does that. If you watch Maisangkum's 4 KOs, it's largely when he just walks people down and just starts going, boom, gets the KO. He just initiates gunfights. Whereas Wanchalerm also initiates gunfights, but he's a lot more selective in doing so. He makes sure that if I'm going to choose to throw combinations and stay in the void here, I'm going to catch you. I'm going to catch you first. And I think and he also attacks the body a little bit better to me. He's just got more accuracy in the way he chooses his shots, whereas Maisangkum is a little bit more wild. You know what I mean? And he's prepared to stay there and do that. But that's how he got caught in this fight. So I'm going to go Wanchalerm again for the win. To extend the streak 2-0 in this fight. Obviously, Maisangkum has got to do a lot more to correct that. I think in this fight, don't get backed up. Go forward, assert your dominance. He's a taller fighter. Attack the body, use your legs, attack the legs. You know what I mean? Use the weapons that are long range. Throw some tip kicks. Because the moment you allow Wanchalerm to walk you down, you can bet that he's gonna attack your body and he's gonna look for, and that's gonna bring your guard down, and then that's when you're gonna get caught to something big, just like he did in their first fight. So he doesn't have to change much. You know what I mean? The onus is on Maisangkum to change a lot here. And then obviously Wanchalerm would have to do some in-fight adjustment, because what else can he learn? What else must Wanchalerm do differently? Because the first fight was flawless for him. He didn't do anything wrong in that first fight. He didn't lose a single round in that first fight. And he didn't even lose any positions in that first fight. So I've got Wanchalerm again for the win. It all depends on what Maisangkum brings to him in this fight here. He's gonna have to be a little bit more. I don't think putting on a lot of pressure on Wanchalerm is gonna work. I think staying on the outside, using footwork, using angles, feinting a lot, that's gonna really help Maisangkum in this fight. But I think if he chooses to just walk him down and get into a gunfight with him, he might walk into something big and get knocked out again. But yeah, big fight. This is a fight card filled with a ton of knockout specialists. I feel like this is going to be a fight card where we're going to see just KOs. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, as always, guys, give me your thoughts in the comment section. I'm going to keep it moving. Let's bring the gong back. Okay, bout number 9, flyweight Muay Thai. We have Khunpon taking on Petchnakan. I don't know if this is a rematch. It's not a rematch. No, they haven't fought before. Khunpon, 20 years old. His record in one championship is 2 wins, 0 losses, 0 no contest. He beat Edelson Rodriguez by unanimous decision in his last fight. Petchnakan, on the other hand, is 31 years old. I wonder if I can just, since I zoomed in like that, I wonder if I can just do that. Yeah, here we go. That's actually better. Only 20 minutes later. Petchnakan, 31 years old. His record in one championship is 2 wins, 2 losses, 0 no contest, 2 wins by KO. He's on a 2-fight losing streak, losing to Ubaid Hussein by unanimous decision. Back-to-back losses, guys. Both those losses came in the hands of Ubaid. And Ubaid beat him by just out-voluming him. And I think that can be a key to victory for Khunpon as well. The thing about Petchnakan is he fights a little bit like what's his name? Sonrock. Sonrock. If you see how Sonrock fights, I know Sonrock got a KO in his last fight against there were so many fighters to try and remember here. Yamin. Was it Yamin? They fought each other. And Sonrock knocked him out quick. But before that, Sonrock had like 7 fights where he was just winning on decision the whole time. Decision. Right? And Petchnakan is kind of the same. I know he's got 2 wins by KO, right? Because he does have dynamite in his hands. He does look for those dynamites in his hands. Why I'm bringing up Sonrock is because, not Sonrock, excuse me, wrong name. TI in the atomweight division is because they take long to get going. They don't have high volume of strikes in the sense that he doesn't walk you down and it's like, getting into a zone where it's like a lot of 1-2s, 2-3s, backing up, then going forward again, turn kicks. Lots of combat. It doesn't do that. It's more of like, I'm going to stay there and we're going to counter strike. We may get backed up a little bit, but go forward again. Ubaid was able to put it on him and then force him to fight. And we could see the same thing happening here. Khunpon, although I don't think he's going to have the power to knock out Petchnakan. Petchnakan is very durable and very defensively okay. Right? Khunpon can out-volume him. Khunpon is also taller, significantly taller, by the way. Excuse me. He's a big flyweight. Dude is almost 6 foot tall. And he fights with that range really well. He's got good combinations. He stays safe. He keeps his guard up when he backs up, which is what I love. I love to see defensive fighters like that. And I think he's got the tools to beat Petchnakan. Granted that Petchnakan doesn't go in there and switches on. I think if Petchnakan switches on and gets aggressive, and puts in some good body of work, I think he can get Khunpon out of there. Khunpon is prepared to stay in the gunfight. I've watched this guy fight twice now, and he's prepared to stay in the gunfight if he has to. Right? Ideally, he likes to stay just outside of that close range. Fights from mid range, stays there because that's his suitable range where he can't get it. If he throws a punch, he can't get counted. Right? And he's going to be able to, if he stays in that range, he beats Petchnakan every round, in my opinion. But the onus is on Petchnakan to close the distance, make it an ugly fight, get some punches going, stay on the inside, and he could possibly get his KO right there and there. Easier said than done, obviously, because Khunpon is a very what I'm looking for. He's got great footwork. He's got fantastic footwork. The guy can move left and right really well for a young fighter, and I think the creativity is going to win here. I really want to pick Petchnakan because I always like to go with experience, right? But I like the vibrance. I like the swagger. I like the confidence of Khunpon. These 2 fights, I was like, okay, I'm impressed. I remember watching that last fight and I thought to myself, I like this kid. I'm going to remember the name. I mean, he doesn't have finishes in him just yet. We haven't seen it, but I always find it impressive when a fighter can go 3 rounds and still look like they can go another 3 more rounds after that. That I find impressive. I find that impressive when a fighter can choose to go 3 rounds and win every round and don't look tired. He didn't get backed up once in his last fight. I was like against Rodriguez, and I was like, Rodriguez is a wild card, right? He's not traditionally fighting Thailand. He's a wild card. His boxing is sharp. He wants to be tricky. He wants to spin him back, kick and stuff. And Khunpon could see all of this. Khunpon saw all of it, nullified it, backed him up, put the hurt on him. And I was like, nah, this kid has got this. He's got the mindset. He's got the talent. He's got the confidence. He's got the swagger. in due time, he could become a superstar. Just not right now. Not right now. He needs to get a couple of more finishes under his belt. And beating someone like Petchnakan, who is arguably a staple of the organization, well, it will take him up a little bit higher. You know what I mean? So yeah, give me your thoughts, chat, while I'm moving on to the next one. But I got Khunpon for the win. Let's go. All right. Bout number 8. Let's see if I can do that. I hope this ends up being clear enough on screen when we do the live when it's released. Obviously, using the free version of StreamYard, they're gonna compress my footage, but it's okay. Even though I updated my camera. Next fight, we again Atomate Muay Thai. Just a fun card. I can't believe this card it's a perfect card to place in front of the Fight Night 37 card. Honestly, brilliant job from One Championship here. Next fight, bout number 8, Atomate Muay Thai. We have Yodudon taking on Petchkriangkrai. Again, not going to spend too much time on this one just because Petchkriangkrai is debuting. He's 18 years old. But looking at the image on screen, I'm like, I don't know, this guy's actually 18 years old. But anyway, let's talk about it a little bit. Yodudon, 27 years old. His record in One Championship is 1 win, 2 losses, 0 no contest. He's got 1 win by TKO. He beat Kong Burapa by first round TKO in his last fight. That was his only win. Prior to that, he lost, I think it was TI. Let me just see if I can get a reminder here of Yodudon noodles. Of that 2 losses, and I know the 2 losses came in the hands of top talent in this Atomate division. BS Muay Thai. So he lost to Toyota. That was a wild fight actually. A couple of knockdowns in that fight. And TI, I was right. Those are the 2 losses. Both guys knocked him out. But what do you expect, right? Those are 2 really good names of the Atomate division. Petchkriangkrai, typed his name in on social media, typed his name on Google, and pardon me, I keep getting a Thailand novelist, someone who writes books, and I was like, this can't be the same person. This really can't be the same person. But anyway, what can I say, right? How to find information, how to find tape of the young man. I think Yodudon should get the job done. He's got good boxing, he's got great experience, he's almost 10 years older than Petchkriangkrai. That should count for something. And also stylistically, Yodudon is the reason why he's getting knocked out in those fights is because that's how he fights. He lives by his sword, he dies by his sword. He goes forward and he wants to put the hurt on you. And if he takes a shot to do so, he's willing to do that. And that's impressive. Like, it's admirable, I'd say, but it's also not. Excuse me, we rephrase that. It's admirable, but it's not that impressive. I'd rather you can get into the void and like take one to get one, but you don't actually take the shot. Like you keep your guard up and you feint. You know what I mean? You feint and you make your opponent commit to something, and then you get them. You slip underneath something and you get them. I've been watching tapes on Jurai Prahashka, and he's a master of that. Even though his hands are down all the time, but that's because he's willing to feint enough to really make his opponent commit in something. Like he almost puts his face in your face, like in your range for you to go, oh shit, he's right here, let me throw something. And the next thing you know, you're missing in air, then you're laying down, he caught you something big. And Yodudon likes to stay in that void, but I think when he stays there, like Priyashka always says, stay in the pressure zone, but you have to be defensive while you're there. You can't just attack. You have to be defensive at the same time. So, yeah. But anyway, I think he's gonna be able to walk through Petchkriangkrai. Look, I don't know. I say that lightly because these debut fighters show up on the day and then they piece up their opponents because it's opportunity. You know what I mean? And also, those who've been following One Championship quite closely, the Thai fighters don't really get paid that much. So when they get the opportunity to go in there on a debut, they put everything they have into it because the $10,000 bonus it's the most money they'll make in a lifetime. So they'll be like, okay, I'll take this 10K right here. You know what I mean? So the fighters like Chat Payak who racked up like 6 bonuses. You know what I mean? $60,000 to Chat Payak in Thailand. The dude doesn't really have to fight, to be quite honest with you. He's living like a king there. You know what I mean? Opening up gyms and what. I'm not saying he's doing that, but that's what he can do. He can buy land and just open up everything. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, the reason why I'm saying these things is because that's why we get such outstanding performances with these debut fighters, but I still expect Yodudon to win the fight regardless. But okay, give me your thoughts, chat. Excuse me, give me your thoughts in the comments. Obviously, like shades. I keep saying chat because I'm used to doing a live, but give me your thoughts in the comments, please, and we'll keep it going to the next line. Here we go. Okay. Bout number 7. This I was quite surprised with some of the numbers on this one. Bout number 7, atomweight Muay Thai. Again, I'm stressing this a lot because I think this is the first time I've seen a fight card where there's no catchweights. There's absolutely no catchweights on this fight card. I think I stand on the correction, but yeah, there's no catchweights on this fight card. That is very impressive. Very impressive. Bout number 7, atomweight Muay Thai. Pet taking on Fahlikit. 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 Pet coming a fan favorite very quickly. Coming my favorite very quickly. Only 19 years old. I thought the guy had lots more experience than that, but only 19 years old. His record in one championship is 3 wins, 1 loss, 0 no contest. He's got 2 wins by KO, 1 win by TKO, 100% finishing rate, 3-fight win streak, and he beat Petchnakan by second round KO in his last fight. Fahlikit, on the other hand, 18 years old. His record in one championship is 2 wins, 0 losses, 0 no contest. He's got 1 win by KO. He beat Muhammad Radu from Indonesia by unanimous decision in his last fight. Looked really good, even though I thought Muhammad Radu was pushing the envelope, in my opinion. Like, he was actually navigating that fight really well. But Fahlikit had a very good counter-striking game plan on him. He was able to stay away from that pressure and land without getting touched. I thought that was really phenomenal for Fahlikit. However, he is going up against a knockout specialist here in Pet. And I think Fahlikit's got the style to beat Pet, in my opinion. He's taller, he's faster, he's got good range, he's got fantastic footwork. He fights left, right, going forward. Brilliant footwork. It's the kind of footwork that can put Pet in trouble, right? Pet can knock anybody out, right? But Pet sometimes has to take one to get one. We watch a lot of the Pet's knockouts. When he tries in the first round, when he tries to stay in the first round, get warmed up, put out some jabs, put out some feelers, attack the legs, put out some feelers, attack the legs again. Fighters tend to actually beat him in those moments because they are taller, better footwork. Fahlikit is a little bit faster. He can stay TPing, he can stay high kicking, he can keep Pet defensively occupied, right? And that's a problem for Pet. But then when Pet gets going, what he does is he sort of abandons that defense. Like, he just rushes forward, blocks a kick, goes forward, lands on you, right? That's a lot of pressure. But Fahlikit, because he has such good left and right footwork movement, lateral movement, he could stay away from Pet's that powerful punches. So as much as I want Pet to win, and I'm picking him to win, like, I do think he's the more devastating striker, low-key feel that he's going to struggle to actually land on Fahlikit because Fahlikit is brilliant at defense, right? If you watch his 2 fights in one championship that he has won, fighters aren't able to land on him. I mean, Muhammad Radu coming into that fight was undefeated in 10 fights, I think it was, and he had a pro boxing record. So the guy can box. Muhammad Radu, you could see in that fight, like, he had such great boxing technique that there was moments where Fahlikit didn't want to stay in the pocket with him. He was like, fuck this, I'm getting away from this. I'm getting out of this. Because he didn't want to stay there. You could see what he wasn't prepared for that boxing. And then he relied on his footwork and boxing fundamentals to stay away. So you would throw out the jab or 1-2, or you will throw out a 2-1 and get away. Or you will cut an angle and just throw a right hand. But the point is, he was able to utilize very good footwork to stay away from the boxing power of Muhammad Radu. Now, I'm not saying Muhammad Radu boxes like Pet. I think Pet's a little bit more devastating. He's got good power in his hands, right? But of course, Pet doesn't throw boxing combinations like a boxer, right? Pet walks you down and just throws a right hand blindly into the void, and it'll put you away. Or you will throw a low kick, body shot, head. Or you will throw a headshot or a low kick, headshot, body shot. Pet does stuff like that, but he has to walk you down first before he can do so. I think Fahlikit's got the right weapons to just decision the win here. Just keep navigating away from him and keeping him and low kicking him and high kicking him and jabbing him, and just keep doing that. You don't have to knock out Pet to win this fight. He doesn't have to do any of that nature. He can just stay on the outside and counter strike him the whole time and win. Although it's going to look a little bit boring, it may look like he's running away, right? But you can't mark against that. That's the reality. You can't, especially if he's successfully landing and actually, like, making sure he's not really getting touched by Pet. We can't really give points for Pet here. If that's the case, you know what I mean? But easier said than done, as always. Fahlikit's gonna have to really be extremely defensive in this fight because Pet only wins by KOs. You know what I'm saying? But something's just telling me here that Fahlikit's gonna be able to dance away from the power. Like there's a big chance that he could do that. Like for 3 rounds, he could just stay away from Pet the whole time and just keep jabbing him and high kicking and jabbing and high kicking the whole time. But I'm still gonna go with Pet. I'm gonna put him down because I never really go against Pet anyway. So I'm still gonna pick him. Because I expect him to eventually get close on Fahlikit and crack him with something big. And I mean, it just takes one knockdown to put the fight in your favor. And I'm not so sure if Fahlikit's gonna have the power to actually knock Pet out. I just can't see it. But I can see him winning on decision. That's that. I can clearly see that. Give me your thoughts, chat. I'm picking Pet for the win. Give me your thoughts in the comments, please, while I keep it moving. All right. Up next, we have the featured bout on this fight card. We have Khunponnoi taking on Thant Zin from Myanmar. Back again. Yeah. What can I say? Again, another fight that's not a catchweight, flyweight Muay Thai. Two really, really good fighters. I would say Khunponnoi is on a much better win streak at the moment. Whereas Thant Zin still trying to find his feet. Both guys are relatively still, I wouldn't say young in their careers. I mean, Thant Zin's much younger. I think it's like a 9-year gap between the two guys. But 32 years old for Khunponnoi is still very good. Along with the 32, his record in one championship is 7 wins, 2 losses, 0 no contest. He's got 3 wins by KO, 5 fight win streak. He beat Walid Sahrali, Raji by unanimous decision in his last fight. Don't let the beard fool you guys. My name is not the other guy here. I'm not Islamic. I know that no one's asked anything, but I pronounce these names because I try to pronounce names from its culture and not the way I speak. You know what I mean? But anyway, Khunponnoi, like I said, that 5-fight win streak is absolutely amazing. Thant Zin, on the other hand, 21 years old. His record in one championship is 2 wins, 3 losses. He didn't know contest. 1 win by KO, 1 win by TKO. 3-fight losing streak. He lost to Ging Sang Lek by first round TKO in his last fight. I mean, Ging Sang Lek was just punished him. I mean, before that, he lost to Suryan Lek and he lost to Takero. So his 3 losses are arguably against fighters that are light years ahead of him. Like, it's bad matchups for Thant Zin. Just bad matchups for him. I'm actually surprised that one championship put him up against those 3 names. I really am surprised. I was like, this is a mismatch, guys. Like, these guys are going to beat him. They're going to beat him badly. And they did. So, yeah. Who I think is going to win here? I'm going to give it to Khunponnoi. I think he's not only does he have more experience, but like stylistically, it's a nightmare for Thant Zin again. Because Khunponnoi is a sniper. He's got good shot selection. He's got enough patience to deal with Thant Zin. Thant Zin is super dangerous in the first round, right? Hard low kicks, hard punches, drops his guard, he darts forward, and he has this thing where he drops his hand when he darts forward. So you'll stand there, right? Thant Zin will stand there, and then what will happen is you will dart, but you'll switch his. The moment you see Thant Zin's legs switch, if you're standing in the orthodox stance, right? The moment you see the right leg go forward and the left leg go backwards, you know he's gonna dart forward, and he'll dart with the punches, right? And you will see it in his last 3 fights. When he fought against experienced fighters, they were able to see that. They all saw, all of them saw it. Takeru saw it, Suryan Lek saw it, Ging Sang Lek saw it. They all timed it and they caught him something big, and they all dropped him when he did that, right? And then he attack his legs and his stomach, right? He doesn't defend that really well. Thant Zin doesn't defend low kicks. He doesn't defend tip kicks, right? His retaliation to that, or his defense to that, is to pick up the pace and dart forward again. Where I think he shouldn't be doing that. I think he should be cutting angles, right? When the tip comes into his way, right? You what's the word that Mighty Mouse uses? Shoshay, or I would just say parry, right? Parry and cut an angle, parry and cut it simultaneously. Poof, and you can move forward, right? Or if you keep cutting angles, they can't tip you as much. They may be able to low kick you, but you can check that, right? You can tip back. I'm surprised Thant Zin doesn't even throw tips, for fuck's sakes. The dude throws hard low kicks, right? Throws high kicks here and there, but his main thing is to dart forward and put some punches on you, counter lifts. That's what he loves to throw. I think Khunponnoi is a kind of fighter that um doesn't cause a lot of chaos. He's more of like God is up here and he walks you down slowly and methodically breaks you down, right? And that's a nightmare for Thant Zin. That's an absolute. Thant Zin thrives in chaos. He thrives in. We're both gonna sit down in our punches and we're gonna sit here and go and we're gonna just expose one another. He thrives in that. But a fighter that's a little bit more selective, that takes their time, that isn't rushing for things. Those are fighters that think a little bit more about their attacks. Those kind of fighters give Thant Zin problems every day of the week until he levels up, until he starts getting better in terms of choosing his shots, being better defensively. Don't be so predictable when you dart forward. Feint your darts. Sometimes you can dart and step back. You don't have to commit. You can feint, and he doesn't feint enough, in my opinion. So there's a lot of things that I notice in Thant Zin's fights where I'm like, this guy needs to change a couple of things. I think he went to Super League's gym, so hopefully that's gonna pay dividends for him in this fight. Maybe he has different variations in his kicks now, but I'm still gonna go with Khunponnoi here for the win. I think just experience is way too high. I think that's gonna carry him over the finishing line here. Khunponnoi for the win. Possibly possibly TKO. Highly likely decision win for Khunponnoi. But give me your thoughts in the comments, please. Audience, I'm gonna say chat. Audience, while I keep it moving to the next part. Okay, up next, bout number 5. Featherweight Muay Thai. We have Otis Wagon back taking on Radu Popa, fighting out of Bulgaria. Some numbers on this one. Otis Wagon is 23 years old. His record in one championship is 2 wins, 2 losses, 0 no contest. Oh, excuse me. He's got 1 win by TKO. He beat Hakim by split decision in his last fight. That was a good fight, by the way. I thought Hakim did a very good job, but Otis did take up the pressure more. He started to really, get on the front foot a lot more in that fight. So he won the fight. Radu Popa, don't know anything about the guy. Couldn't find much information on him online. I'm gonna say this now. Otis Wagon, when he fought against like top Thailand competitors in one championship, he lost. Right? Soe Naung is one of them. Let me just get his name here so I can just remind myself again. Otis Wagon. Even though I think Otis is a good fighter, he's a massive featherweight. Featherweight division is 155, I'm not mistaken, in the one championship. So he's a big 155er, right? 5'10". He's a massive dude. So he beat Akimpa, right? He lost to Pentor. He lost to Soe Naung, and then he beat Kickboxing. Right? Good wins. I don't want to see him fight more of these debut guys. He fought Hakim debut. Now he's fighting another debut guy in Radu Popa. This doesn't help Otis Wagon, in my opinion. He's a talented fighter, and he could be a good addition to this featherweight Muay Thai division. I really think he can. I think he's got a lot of talent on him. I think he's in his head more than he should be. Because when he does go with confidence, the dude fights fucking well, bro. He fights phenomenally well. But sometimes the fight against Hakim Ba and Soe Naung and Pentur, he didn't look very confident in those fights. Hakim, you could arguably say that Otis won that first round a little bit, but then round 2, Hakim took it to him, and you could see him going to his shell a little bit, and he was like, oh shit, this is going to be again signs of Otis Wagon not being confident. But then in round 3, you could see his coaches woke him up and they're like, listen, you need to actually go and fight this guy. Go and fight this guy. And when he did that, he got more confident and he actually backed up Hakim. Otis, why going confidently on game? Dude, this guy's a problem for anybody. But I think his biggest problem is that he fights himself too much. So I'm expecting him to win this fight. I don't know anything about Radu. Radu could go in here and actually, put on a masterful performance. But let's see what happens here. It's a very stacked division already. We know, fight on fight 37, we have Nico Guerrero and Luke Lise. That's gonna be mad. That's also featherweight Muay Thai, so it's gonna be mad. It's a big division, so yeah, these guys need to put on good performances if they want to climb that rankings. Because to be quite frank with you, the top 5 of that division, top 10 of that division is difficult to crack. Difficult to crack. I got Otis Vagon for the win. Give me your thoughts in the comments, please. Chat. Let's go. Strawweight Muay Thai, bout number 4. We have Maisangern taking on Soe Naung. This is gonna be a very good fight again. Almost equal on every footing here. Maisangern is 24 years old. His record in one championship is 3 wins, 1 loss, 0 no contest. He got 1 win by KO, 2-fight win streak. He beat Suajan by second round KO in his last fight. Soe Naung is 24 years old. His record in one championship is 0 wins, 1 loss, 0 no contest. He lost to Omar Al-Halabi by unanimous decision in his opening fight in one championship. So what are we going to get here? I think Soe Naung, just like a lot of these Burmese fighters, ultimately just most durable guys on planet Earth. They know how to just take shots, but they also take very long to get going. They don't have the best pressure. They take a little bit longer to get their shots going. And when they do decide to let the shots go, they've already lost 2 rounds. They're already down 3 rounds. It's like, it's a big... You have to get a KO out for you to win the fight. Also, they don't have... Out of common fighters we see in one championship, right? We see Thai fighters, we see Russian fighters, we see Japanese fighters, we see Myanmar fighters, we see these guys, Cambodia, Laos, we see these guys compete. I will say this, out of all of their fight styles, the Myanmar guys aren't as fluid. Like they're durable as fuck and they hit extremely hard, but they have a lot of difficulty letting those shots land, right? Because it's very almost telegraphed. You can see what they're gonna do before they do it. You know what I mean? The weapons of choices aren't as fluid as all the other guys, and that's why we don't really see a lot of the Myanmar guys stay on top. I mean, the last one you can think about is obviously Ang Lang and Sang, who went on a massive run, 2-division champion. But that was MMA. In Muay Thai, in kickboxing, we don't see a lot of them compete that well. You know what I mean? If you think about the big names, Sulan Tuilen Tet, Super Chan, Yu Mui, there's a lot of them that come out to the same gym and they're all fantastic fighters, but they all get outstruck every time. And I find that quite problematic. So in this fight here, we could see the same thing. We could see a decision win here for Maisangern for just outstriking Soe Naung here. Even though I think Soe Naung is probably stronger, he's got better durability, probably much powerful punches, but he's going to be able to land those. He's going to be able to let that power actually connect somewhere. I don't know. I'm not so sure. So I got Maisangern for the win. Obviously, the Myanmar guys are a different breed, but in my opinion, they're going to have to change their fight style. They're going to have to introduce better weapons, new weapons, higher volumes of strikes, better footwork, and not just overly rely on durability, because it's not going to work. You're not going to win fights like that. And also, at the end of your career, you're going to have so much damage to your body. It might interrupt your internal organs. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think they're going to have to change their game plan, in my opinion. They don't have to change much, just change the game plan and also introduce newer weapons to their style. But yeah, I got Maisangern for the win. If you got a different opinion, you know where the comment section is. I'll keep it moving. Okay, bout number 3, we have Walid Snoussi taking on Jurai Ishii. Probably one of my favorite fighters to watch to date. I had the best 2025 so far. Um, yeah, in terms of young talent, I think this guy is right up there, right up there. He's probably one of the best guys I've watched this year. Walid is 29 years old. His record is 5 wins, 0 losses, 0 no contest. He's got 2 wins by TKO. This is his one championship debut, representing Morocco and the USA, which is good. He is taking on, like I said, probably the best young talent of 2025 in combat sports, particularly with Muay Thai. Jurai Ishii, 20 years old. His record in one championship is 4 wins, 0 losses, 0 no contest. So both guys are undefeated. 2 wins by KO, 1 win by TKO, 4 fight win streak, beating Enzo Clarice by third round TKO in his last fight. And he's beginning quite a bit of three round TKOs, which is even more impressive than the first round knockout, in my opinion. Who's gonna win here? I don't know much about Walid. Don't know what his style is like, but he's undefeated. He does have TKO wins. Of course, he could land something big on Jurai Ishii, but guys, Jurai Ishii is a different level, dude. This kid is a fantastic southpaw fighter. Just the way that he chooses his strikes, the way that he's boxing, the speed, the shot selection, the confidence, the defense. This boy is on a different level, and he's only 20 years old. Special, something special here. He could be a good kickboxer as well, but I think in Muay Thai he should stay there at the moment. He just looks fantastic, and I think he's gonna win again here. I'm gonna pick him to win this fight, extending his record to 5-0. I just don't know how you can beat him unless you are. This is strawweight, right? I think the Ondash brothers can give him a problem. I think Ramadan and AbdAllah could give him a big problem. To be quite frank, I think Chat Payak could maybe give him a problem as well. But at the moment, I think Jurai Ishii is going to continuously beat whoever they put in front of him until he gets top 10 contenders, until he gets top 10, top 5 contenders. Adam, Alif, the Petch brothers, I think they all can really stand up against him. But right now, they're going to keep giving him these fighters from Myanmar, like the debutant fighters. Because to be quite frank, his last 3 fights were debut fighters. So I'd like to see him compete against guys that are in the brand already or in the organization already quite some time. But yeah, I think Jurai Ishii is going to just put in a good performance here again, guys. Give me your thoughts in the comments, please. Okay, I'm gonna speed through this last 2 fights because I wanna catch the live weigh-in hydration for Fight Night 37. It is live at the moment. I think so. Let me just get this on myself here in the background in the meantime. But I think the live is on at the moment. Yeah, it is on. It's just I wonder who made weight and who didn't so far. Okay, so we have Jean Carlos Pereira taking on Oliver Axelsen from Sweden. This should be a very good MMA fight, like with MMA again. No catch weights. Let's go. Jean Carlos Pereira, 28 years old. His record in one championship is 2 wins, 0 losses, 0 no contest. 1 win by KO, 1 win by sub. 2 fight win streak. He beat Shay Dobbin by second round KO. Just beat him up, dude. Just beat up Shay Dobbin really badly. Oliver Axelsen is 29 years old. His record in one championship is 1 win, 0 losses, 0 no contest. He beat Antonio Mamarila by unanimous decision in his last fight. I don't know who's gonna win here. I don't see enough of them to say who's gonna win. But Jean Carlos looks like he's a high level dude. Like he's got very good jiu-jitsu and grappling, but also has powerful striking. Oliver obviously loves to strike. That's his thing. He wants to stand and bang. And I don't know if that's going to favor him here. I think Jean Carlos is super dangerous. It takes a little bit long to get going. But when he does get going and he puts the work on you, he's hard to stop. So I'm going to go Jean Carlos. I think he's going to... Jean Carlos, I think he's going to win. Because he can go whether it's striking or grappling. I think the dude is just high level on both sides. So, yeah, let's go, Jean Carlos. Let's go, Brazil. Brazil, I should say. Let's go. Anyway, Opening bout of this fight card, we see two debutants. We have Adele Nebel from Germany taking on Norika Ryu from Japan. Adele, one, I don't know much about her. Tapology resume says 1 win, 0 losses, 0 no contest. That 1 win came via TKO. This is her debut at one championship. This is also strawweight MMA. Now, Rika Ryu, on the other hand, is 31 years old. Her record in one championship is 2 wins, 0 losses, 0 no contest. She's got 1 win by sub, 2 fight win streak, beating Zemfira Oliva by sub in her last fight. Go figure. I'm probably going to go with the Japanese fighter. She has very good grappling. Not the greatest of striking, but relentless grappling. And something about these Japanese grapplers, bro, is that they are actually very good. They are actually very good. Sometimes they're a bit, what's the word? Stubborn. If they don't actually get the knock, they don't actually get the takedown, or they do get the takedown, they will, if they don't get it, they will just shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and until they get it. And that's a problem for both ways, for the opponent and for the Japanese grappler, because you could get tired doing that and then get caught to something. What happens if you just never get the takedown? You probably get KO'd. But yeah, this should be a good fight regardless. Looking forward to the fight card anyway. But yeah, let's go. This is One Friday Fights 132. It will be live on Friday, tomorrow, at 2:30 South African time. We will be live for that. If you made it this far, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. We have not only the Friday Fights live, but we will be live also for Fight Night 37, which will be the following morning. Stay tuned for that. Also, African people out there, Willie Van Rooyen is going to be fighting. So tune in, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then obviously this UFC is coming up on the weekend, but we're not going to be doing a live for that one. But I'll keep my eye on it. But yeah, that's all I can say. Next week, though, that's going to be the big one. But for now, please, ladies and gentlemen, have a very, very good day, evening, morning, wherever you're watching from. From myself and the Still Fighting with Friends team, we will catch you on the next one. Cheers, everybody. Thank you.